The opinions expressed in today's program are the intellectual property of the Laughing Ogre and are no way meant to reflect the views or ideas of any sane human being. Now sit back, relax, cause here comes the Laughing Ogre!
Move, bitch, get out the way.
Man, it's so good to be back, YouTube. I had to do this today. It's Sunday. It's usually a very British Sunday, but I made a little blues and I sent it out. You know, it was on private, not on public like most of the stuff I do. And I sent it out to the drunken sailor and to the hard bastard. And really who I have to owe the little success that I have right now to, the Britisher. And, you know, I say that because early on, I just casually mentioned him, and he did this great video for me, just, you know, blowing me up and making me sound like I probably was better than I really am. He used words like mellifluous and, I'm sorry, mellifluous. Mellifluous. All right, so, listen. I'm 4 beers into a 6-beer day, and it's Super Bowl Sunday. You think you got problems? Listen, the Ogre's mom is such a horrible, horrible individual that years ago she took your one and only, yours truly, to court, random on a whim, and said, I don't want him anymore. I can't raise him anymore. And it's because she's a coward. She always has been. I see these memes and stuff about, well, you know, moms are this and take this, you know, whatever. There's a Bible verse about taking the child from a sucking mom, and would she notice it? And the Bible even says in Isaiah, well, maybe she would, maybe she wouldn't. Because they're, you know, let's face it, folks. Women are great and they're an integral part of society, but they are we call them the weaker sex. That means physically. Mentally, oh, good gracious, we have nothing on them. There's nothing we can do. You know, we might as well give up. That's the whole feminist thing that's going on right now, this whole deal. We can't, there's nothing we can do. We are on the losing end of an unwinnable battle. You know, and Sun Tzu said, know yourself and know your enemies, and in 100 battles you will be victorious. Know yourself and don't know your enemy. 50 battles you lose, 50 battles you win. Know neither yourself nor your enemy, and you are doomed to lose every battle you come up against. Ha 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 ha! Well, this is the point. Most people that watch this channel or listen to it, depending upon the day, they understand one thing. I end my broadcasts, my rants, my intellectual ideas, my stream of conscious thought rants in the same way every time. I say, you know, be good to your family, be good to your loved ones, friends, you know, blah, blah, blah. Accept the apology, give an apology, be quick to accept even when it's big. Because in a moment you think not, they're going to be depart from you. Listen, the only thing my mom has to do is to take care of my aging father, whom she married by choice, that is 16 years older than her, killed himself to make a living for all of us, gave me everything that my heart desired, and then some. Motorcycles, cars, anything I ever dreamed of. And we were not rich, but my father was a super genius. And when I say my father, for any of you that may know me out there, who I doubt, I'm saying my stepfather, my dad that adopted me, and now in his dotage believes that I am his son. I'm so glad. That's the best thing that's come from the dementia that's setting in here, is that he doesn't remember that I'm not his actual son, I'm his adopted son. So, alright, so Mrs. Ogre, she gets a wild hair because she can't run a computer, she can't run her life, she can't make any decisions, she shouldn't be allowed to have a driver's license, she shouldn't be allowed to make any decision whatsoever for herself or anyone else. Oh man, she got a bee in her bonnet. And I don't know why. I mean, it's unreal to me. I try to help this insane and certifiably insane. I don't mean just kind of crazy or a little different, a little strange. I mean, she's nuts. But manic depressive at the very least. Mildly schizophrenic at the worst. She has mood swings. I think it's where my brother gets it from, because he has these wild mood swings that you can't even predict them. You try to ask yourself, you know, was it my fault? But that's futile, because there's nothing you can do. You're talking. Is there anybody out there that has family like this? It's like 1 minute everything's cool, everybody's having fun. The next minute's like, get the fuck out of here, you cocksucker! You never liked me, you son of a bitch! I'm gonna fucking kick your ass! And they've tried to kick your ass 5 or 6 times and haven't been able to do it since you were 6. I mean, has anybody else got some family members like that, or is it just me? Do I come from a like some crazy family of... I don't even know. Alright, so Ma, you know, she's threatening to, like, dox me, even though, as everyone listening to me right now knows, I don't have a big channel, I just little time, but if you've listened to my videos, I talk about Islam, I talk about all kinds of stuff. Let me just go back and look, BLM, and I don't live very far from one of the largest populations of Muslims in the United States. Told her all these things. And Mom, please, don't say anything to anybody, because I want to stay anonymous. It's enough that I'm showing my face. A lot of people get flack for not showing their face. And that's, hey, I know 2 of my people I already mentioned. They don't show their face. You know what? Fuck you. It's their business. It's their fucking privacy. It's their motherfucking lives. Why don't you go fucking jump in a motherfucking lake? Why don't you go take a long walk off a short bridge? Leave people alone. It's my choice to decide whether or not I want you to know who I am or not. In the old West, when you meet somebody, you didn't just ask them their name. That could get you into a fight. Check it out in history. And I mean the old West of America, not the old West as in Greece and whatnot. Not that old West. The old West in America. You know, back then, you talk about patriarchy. We've always had a matriarchy here. You spit on the sidewalk in front of a woman in Colorado somewhere, and you know, in Lovelock, Arizona, and now it's 1845, and there's a lady in a dress in 105-degree heat coming down the sidewalk. You spit your chaw out on the doggone sidewalk where that woman can see it, and you will get an ass kicking. At the very least, you would have got an ass kicking. You probably get called out in the street and have 2 choices. I'm a coward and I'm not ready to defend the fact that I'm a sick pig that doesn't know how to respect anybody, let alone this woman that just happened to come walking up the street. But I'm a coward and ain't even going to go out here and defend that now. You know? Okay, so Mom. Oh my goodness. How y'all... Listen, just because you're a mom, you're not a saint. Just because you're a son or a daughter, you're not a good person. Just because, you know, my son is not related to me at all. I just seen him. It's a beautiful boy. I love that boy more than I love my own life, if God's honest truth be told. In fact, there's only 3 other people on this earth that I love as much as him. One of them just had a stroke. One of them's 83. And the other one I sleep in bed with every night. Figure it out. So I don't know. This crazy lady's going to dox me. I'm trying to call my dad. I figure she took the phone from my dad because other siblings are having problems with this maniac around my now aging father who has supported her for years and years and years. And now come the time, it's time for her to do her part. You know, she is, I don't want to say exactly what for those that may know something of this, because I wouldn't dox her. She thought that I was going to call the police on her yesterday. So what she did was she called the police, and I know what happened. They came out. She sounded like she had been drinking when I talked to her, and I don't know why, but suddenly she's turned into an alcoholic that likes to leave my dad home alone and go to the bar and drink. I don't know, you know, Mrs. Ogre, you're not a teenager anymore, because I know you're probably going to find a way to listen to this. Grow up. You're not a teenager anymore. So she's off to the bar and whatnot, drunk. The cops get there, and she's telling them that I threatened her. Yeah, I threatened her. I said that I know you're certifiably crazy, and I will get together. I'm the linchpin that could do it too, folks. I'm telling you. I could get together with some of my siblings that I won't name in case they happen to hear this, and I could say, look, we all know that Mrs. Ogre is batshit, right? Everybody says, yeah, right, because I know they would. And it's like, everybody loves Dad, right? Right. Everybody would like to see him, but they're afraid to go there because of... Right? Right. You know, one of my sisters, you know who you are if you're listening, is very wealthy and influential. You know, 2 of my other sisters, both in-laws, one, I guess, ex-in-law, one in-law that her husband has passed, my dear brother, my dear Ogre brother has passed, but, oh, that kind of got my heart. But anyway, these people all, you know, they want to see Dad. The grandchildren want to see Dad, but there's this horrific monster in the way. that won't get out of her own way, that makes stuff up, like that bad things that everyone knows never happened to her, and tries to say she's this downtrodden person. She reminds me so much of the left, of these crybaby left. I don't mean the real, liberal people, because I'm liberal. Crazy ass Alex Jones is, I'm classical liberal. You know what I mean? I'm a classical liberal. I'm not one of these liberals right now, the crybaby kind of liberals. I'm a classical liberal. Well, that's me. I'm a classical liberal. She's not. She's a classical Nazi, and the messed up thing about it is her mom is Jewish and her dad was Scottish, so neither one of them, I don't think, would like, I guess Scottish, I don't really know much about that part of my family. It's 1/4 of me, and I don't give two shits about it. With all due respect to you Scottish folk out there. I keep saying, yeah, I think Scottish. She tried to tell me that we're related to Mary Queen of Scots somehow. I think she's batshit crazy. I think that points to that she's crazy. So anyway, cops get there. I wasn't there, but I can assume what happened. It's like, you crazy woman. She sent me 2 death threats. She said, you said that you're going to... I have the text on my phone. I don't want to misquote the woman, so just because no one really knows who this is, I'm going to pull these texts up, and y'all make your own decision, because if left to my own devices, I may add something to it or take something away from it, and I want it to be her words. This is, and I quote, "You have listened to a demented old ogre, my dear old dad. You want him? ? Do you want me to spread your stuff that you are doing?" This stuff on YouTube right now about Islam and stuff. "I can do it." No, she can't. She don't know how to use a computer. Course might get you and Mrs. Ogre killed. That's according to you. And yes, I told her this was dangerous and I didn't want to get killed. You are stupid, jeopardizing her life. Are you both crazy? Well, my wife is very supportive of me. And no, I don't think I'm crazy. But I do believe that someone has to stand up for what's right. And then she said this one right here, which was, to me, is even worse. You can't threaten me or break me down. Now, mind you, the threatening was saying that I would get together with the family and have the people come with the wagon and take her away for a 72-hour psych eval, which I think is very necessary with this person. That's the only. And the other threat was, Dad is getting older. If and when he passes, if you're still alive, I will make sure the cops investigate it. She tried to poison my biological father by giving him rat poison in his eggs and tried to choke him to death with pantyhose. Both times, the rat poison, I guess it didn't affect my old Jew dad. He was hard as a coffin nail. And the pantyhose, he woke up even though he was passed out drunk while he was being strangled and got her off of him. So this is a person with murder in her heart. I know that. So right now, I want to make sure that because she feels like this man that supported her for years is a burden, she doesn't try to poison him or something. But so this is her. You can't threaten me. And the threats I've given was, I'll send a cease and desist and a gag order if you try to dox me. And when Dad dies, if he dies before you, I will make sure there's an investigation into it. And if you continue with this craziness, I will get together with the family and have you committed for a 3-day evaluation. That's it. So she says, you can threaten, because she called the cops and said I threatened her. If they looked or if they want to talk to me, these are the threats that I made. There's no threats. I don't threaten people with violence, man. That's for Islam. That's for radical, insane maniacs, okay? That's for the Ku Klux Klan. That's for Black Lives Matter. That's for these lefty crybabies that want to go try to kill Milo for what he's going to say and think. So she says, you can't threaten me or break me down. You and your sister Ogre are mentally ill. We're mentally ill. Now, my sister Ogre, she's a little on the wild side, but if you're listening, Sister Ogre, I know you're not mentally ill, man. You get ruffled easy, and you've made up a story or two on me, but I still love you. I still love you. You got a long way to go before you ever break that, and hopefully you'll call me. Anyway, so she says, you and your sister Ogre are mentally ill. I am sane. An insane person will always tell you that. Read the book Catch-22. Thanks to Sister Ogre for turning me on to that when I was about 11 years old. I know too much, don't I? ? What can you do if you're dead? ? Just had the cops over here. Period. I think you're in over your head. I admit, I had to make a call because you can't just let crazy people give their side and not, have a response. It could, I don't know. I just wanted to know what the police. They told me she was a dangerous joke, and I got it right away because it wasn't too long ago that this person was firing a .357 Magnum over what she thought may have been a light on the other side of the street, which is her property, but you can't just start blasting away without warning. This person is nuts. They wonder why their fingerprint analysis won't come back for their firearm that they're trying to register for concealed carry. It's because you're crazy and they probably know it. They're probably your cop friend that you may be doing whatever you're doing with while your husband is ill and old. Maybe they've seen what you are and told them this woman is batshit crazy. Shouldn't have a driver's license, let alone a license to carry a firearm. Oh my goodness. Okay, so this wild rant right here, what's the point? The point is, listen, be good to yourself first and foremost. This is part of it. If you lie and you hurt people and you do terrible things to people, that's not being good to yourself. You're hurting yourself when you do those things. And Mrs. Ogre has hurt everybody that come anywhere near her that I know of, my entire life. And she'll probably continue to. I love her very much, but I can't be anywhere near her. So remember this the next time you hear my tagline. If people abuse you and use you, if they threaten to have you killed, or if they beat you up, if you're a woman or a man and you have an abusive spouse, get the hell out of there. They can't tell you they love you with one side of their mouth and say, you son of a mother effing whore, and with the other side and beat you up. They can't tell you that they love you so much and they think you're their guru, which Mrs. Ogre has told me many times, and then turn around and say, fuck you, I'm going to call and tell everybody and get on the internet, which she's unable to use, and tell them all about your little puny channel on the corner of the earth here and try to get you killed. If they do that to you, and look, the rooster agrees with me, it's time to cut the string. It's time to get out of there. Don't let yourself be abused, because the rule is your deity or your higher power, your whatever you call your higher power, first, then you, second, and really that's primary on this mortal world, and then the ones you love. That's the only way you can truly be good to the ones you love. So remember, be good to yourself, be good to your friends, be good to your family. Be quick to say you're sorry. Be even quicker to accept an apology, especially when that thing your friend has done or your family member has done seems so big. Because at a moment you think not, your friends, your family members, your life and your cause will depart from you. Ha! Hey, remember, you don't have to like, but subscribe, tell your friends about it, leave a comment, join the fight. You know what's right.
Oh no, fight's out. I'm gonna punch your lights out. Get up, bitch, and guard your grill. There's something going on and I can't sit still. I've been drinking and busting too. I've been thinking of busting you upside your motherfucking head if your friends jump in. Oh girl, there'll be more getting moved, bitch. Get out the way, bitch. Get out the way and move. Or just move. Move, bitch. Get out the way.